the law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. This is a great law to start with. Let's look at the definition of value, shall we? Relative worth, merit, or importance. Now, of course, there are other definitions as well, like monetary or material worth, as in commerce or trade. The worth of something in terms of the amount of the other thing for which it can be exchanged, or in terms of some medium of exchange. Equivalent worth or return in money, material services, etc. Estimated or assigned worth, valuation. Now, let's dissect this and see why providing value in everything we do is such an important law, shall we? The amount you give to your family, friends, job, business, community, projects, or life has to be greater than what you take from them, or else, to put it simply, you'll lose them. Before we dive into the examples we've come up with, let's first understand that as we put this video together, we're operating under the premise that the word payment used in this law is not just a monetary payment. Payment from family can be unwavering love. Payment from friends can be an unbreakable friendship. Payment from your community can be praise and thanks for going above and beyond with your time. And payment from your job, well, yeah, it can be in fact monetary, or an advancement of some kind, maybe a climbing the corporate ladder, if you will. We've put together a few examples to get us thinking about this law. Then we'll give you some suggestions that you can apply in everyday life starting today. So for your first example, your good friend Jim has just got back from a fishing trip with his son Billy, and when you're at their place for a barbecue, Jim is telling you a story. You should have seen it, pal. There Billy and I were, out on the lake, so peaceful and quiet. Just the songs of the birds and the wind running through the air. Then all of a sudden, bam! Something took my hook and ran. I lean back with my rod. Billy starts yelling, I see it, Daddy, I see it. It put up a fight. Man, did it ever put up a fight. But you know me, right? I'm not giving up. I want this bad boy. Then we bring her in, and she's a beauty. Just a beauty. When we get her in the boat, Billy lost his marbles. The fish started flipping and twisting all around, and Billy was losing it. He had never seen a fish that big, and it scared the bejesus out of him. We were jumping up and down so much that for a second, I actually thought the boat was going to overturn. We were rocking it so much. I'm telling you, pal, it was such a great father-son moment. I'll remember that for a lifetime. But in all of Jim's excitement and joy, all you say is, wow, Jim, that's awesome. I remember this time when I was fishing and I caught this mama jama blah blah blah. And you go on and on about your story. If you did this with all your friends, how long do you think these friends would be around? What about your family? Well, the same rule would apply here as well. This rule actually applies in every aspect of your life. If all you do is take from your family, how long do you think it'll take before you lose your family? Now, when we say lose, it may not mean that you and your spouse get divorced or separated. Maybe your children stop sharing those precious moments with you. Stop getting super excited when you walk through the front door. Or maybe your marriage just starts to simply go from joy, excitement, and passion to simply walking through the paces. Living with that, well, it's just another day thought. What about your job? Now, this one is pretty obvious, but let's go over it anyway. If you don't work at your job and give the best you can, how long do you think you'll keep it? If you own your own business and you never deliver on your product or service, and you're always trying to take more money in payment than you offer in service, how long do you think your company will last? Now, we realize that most of these examples are pretty obvious, but isn't it weird how it seems to be the obvious things that we always tend to overlook? So we wanted to bring them to the forefront of your thoughts. Now, we're sure that you've been on both sides of this fence at least once or twice in your life, so you can relate. Let's talk about how we can apply a few simple techniques to our daily lives and start adding more value to everything we do. The first rule is the rule of being present. Do you believe that you're giving 100% of your mind, body, and spirit to your relationship with your spouse, job, family, or friends right now? Being fully present, meaning make sure that 100% of your mind, body, and spirit is involved in the stories your friends tell you or the stories your children share. Listen to your spouse instead of hearing them and simply preparing what you're going to say while they're speaking. Being present is one of the greatest rules that you can ever learn in life. When you are present, fully present with somebody, You make them feel like they matter. When you're not, they'll know it and they'll feel worthless. Second rule, think. We mean really think about what you presently bring to the table in every aspect of life, and make a promise to yourself that you'll always try to figure out new ways to add more value to what you do. A great statement that was said during an interview between Brian Biro and Howard Schultz that really rang some bells, and we wanted to share it with you in the hope that it'll do the same for you. Keep reinventing yourself, even when you're hitting home runs. What a great statement. So keep bettering yourself. You will see your life change in so many ways. In the next video, we're going to discuss the next of the 5 stratospheric laws of success, the law of compensation. This law states your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. There we go again. How many people you serve. How much value you give to people. See you in the next video.